Hi everyone. Many of you know that I really like to read. Fortunately, even during this time of COVID, when most of us can't get out to a library or have access to books, I have had access to a lot of books. I've downloaded some books to my e-reader, and I've also ordered many books online. Sometimes the highlight of my day is just when the UPS guy knocks on the door and drops off a box of books for me. Some of the books that I've ordered have been for the CCS library. I've been doing a lot of reading of those books and also preparing them for you when we finally do get to go back to CCS. So when you do come back, there will be quite a few new books ready for you when you get there. Here are a few of the books that I've gotten ready for you when you get back to CCS. I know that some of you will be looking forward to going back into the library to be able to read the new books that were shown to you, as well as read some of the books that you were looking forward to reading in it before. Unfortunately, we don't know when that's going to happen right now. What I would like to do right now, just to share something that is in the library or going in the library, is to read a picture book to you today. The book that I would like to read to the lower end students is called Mother Bruce. How many of you thought I was going to say Mother Goose? The book is called Mother Bruce and it's written by Ryan T. Higgins. I wonder if you can tell what the book is going to be about by the title and by the picture. Take a look at both and see what you think the book will be about. Now let's read it and find out if you're right. Bruce was a bear who lived all by himself. He was a grump. I wonder if that's why he lived all by himself. He was grumpy all the time. He did not like sunny days. He did not like rain. He did not like cute little animals. Ah, how can you not like cute little animals? Bruce only liked one thing: eggs. He collected them from all over the forest.
Good morning, Mrs. Sparrow.
But Bruce didn't eat eggs raw like other bears. Instead, he cooked them into fancy recipes that he found on the internet. One day, Bruce came across a recipe for hard-boiled goose eggs drizzled with honey salmon sauce. So he went out to get the ingredients. Wonder where he's going. Do you think he might be going to the grocery store with that grocery cart? Where is he going to get those things? Let's find out. First, he caught a few salmon. Then he collected honey from a local beehive. He liked to support local business, you see. Last, he went to Mrs. Goose's nest to pay her a visit.
Are these eggs free-range organic?
At home, Bruce prepared the eggs for hard boiling. But the fire in his stove fizzled, so he went out to get more wood. When Bruce came back, he was met with an unwelcome surprise. What do you think that surprise might be? Could it be a friend that's coming to visit him? Well, no, he might welcome them. I wonder what it will be. What do you think? Mama! Bruce became the victim of mistaken identity. Bruce wanted hard-boiled eggs, not goslings. He supposed he could settle for buttered goslings on toast, but for some reason he lost his appetite. Bruce scooped up the little geese and stomped back to their nest.
I will have to ask Mrs. Goose about her return policy.
only to find Mrs. Goose had flown south early. Bruce left the goslings there anyway and went back home. How could he leave little babies all on their own?
Mama? Mama?
But he was followed. Bruce was very stern and said things like,
Go away.
and
I'm not your mother.
also,
I liked you better when you were eggs. Roar!
Bruce could take it no longer and became extra grumpy with them. It didn't work. Goslings always follow the mother, even if she is a he and he is a bear. Bruce was stuck with them. He tried to make the best of it. It was hard work. Black. Ew. Yuck. As the seasons passed, Bruce watched the pesky goslings grow older. Annoying baby geese, stubborn teenage geese, boring adult geese. Then one fall afternoon, he saw other goose families flying south. Finally, he'd be rid of those geese, and he could take a long winter nap. What do you think? How does he think he's going to get rid of them? Bruce explained migration, but they didn't listen. Bruce needed the geese to leave, so he got creative. Do you think that will work? Nothing worked. The geese would not leave Bruce. So Bruce decided to pack some bags and take his geese into town. They boarded a bus. Where do you think they might be going? And migrated to Miami. Now every winter, Bruce and his geese head south together. They laze about at the beach in tacky shirts, sipping ice-cold lemonade, while Bruce dreams of new recipes. Recipes that don't hatch.
Mama?
If you like the story about Bruce, there are 2 more books about Bruce in our school library that you can take out when we finally do get back to school. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you when we finally do return. Enjoy your reading at home. Bye. Hi everyone. Many of you know that I really like to read. Fortunately, even during this time of COVID, when most of us can't get out to a library or have access to books, I have had access to a lot of books. I've downloaded some books to my e-reader, and I've also ordered many books online. Sometimes the highlight of my day is just when the UPS guy knocks on the door and drops off a box of books for me. Some of the books that I've ordered have been for the CCS library. I've been doing a lot of reading of those books and also preparing them for you when we finally do get to go back to CCS. So when you do come back, there will be quite a few new books ready for you when you get there. Here are a few of the books that I've gotten ready for you when you get back to CCS. I know that some of you will be looking forward to going back into the library to be able to read the new books that were shown to you, as well as read some of the books that you were looking forward to reading in it before. Unfortunately, we don't know when that's going to happen right now. What I would like to do right now, just to share something that is in the library or going in the library, is to read a picture book to you today. For the upper end book, I'm not going to show you the cover of the book or tell you what the title is. I'm just going to start with the introduction that's on the inside cover. Once upon a time, there was a boy and a girl who had to tell a fairy tale to the class, but they couldn't agree on the story. Will everyone live happily ever after? For our library project, we were supposed to tell you our favorite fairy tale, but we couldn't agree on which story was the best, so we just made one up. I'll begin the story.
My beginning is better, but go ahead.
Once upon a time, in a castle on a hill, there lived a beautiful princess named Princess Tenderheart. Every day, Princess Tenderheart would play with her 8 beautiful ponies. She named them Jasmine, Nimble, Sophie, and Polly, and Penny, and Sunny, and Monica. Her favorite pony of all was called Buttercup.
Please don't call him Buttercup. Call him Ralph or something.
One night, a terrible thing happened. A giant came and stole away poor little Jasmine. All the other ponies cried and cried, but Princess Tenderheart cried hardest of all. It was very sad. The very next day, the giant came and took Nimble and Sophie. Princess Tenderheart cried all day and refused to eat.
Oh, please, get a grip, Princess.
Her father, the king, hired all the princes he could find to protect the ponies, but night after night, another pony was stolen away. The poor princess just sat in her room and turned straw into gold thread. She cried and cried and cried. When only Buttercup was left, Princess Tenderheart thought her heart would break. Oh, who would protect Buttercup?
That's it. I can't take it anymore. I'll tell the story from here. Dudes. One day, this really cool muscle dude rides up to the castle on his motorcycle. He says he'll guard the last pony if the king gives him all the gold thread that the princess makes. The king says okay, and the dude sits and waits for the giant.
As if. He's not even cute or anything.
So that night, the giant heads up to the castle. Man, this giant was an ugly dude. He was big and mean, and he had 4 teeth in his mouth that were all rotten and yellow and black. And his breath smelled like rotten, moldy, stinky, wet feet.
That's just gross.
He needs 8 ponies to make a tasty pony stew, and he only has 7. So that night, he goes to steal the last horsey. The muscle dude has this really big sword. The giant and the dude battled all over the place. The earth was shaking, and there was lightning and thunder, and volcanoes were exploding. It was huge.
Volcanoes? Where'd the volcanoes come from?
Night after night, the giant comes back, but the dude beats him. Night after night, the princess makes gold thread and gives it to the dude, and he gets really rich. The end.
That's it? The princess just sits around making thread?
Yep.
I don't think so. I'll tell you what happened, Bubba. Princess Tenderheart goes to the gym and pumps iron. She becomes Princess Warrior. Very cool. She tells the dude to make his own thread. So that night, the princess has this huge and tremendous battle. The giant runs back to his cave. The end. And the dude just sits there making gold thread.
Nuh-uh. See, this is what really happened. The dude makes this really cool blanket out of gold thread. And when he puts it over his head, he turns invisible. And then he goes to rescue the ponies.
The princess goes with him.
Fine.
The dude and the princess get into this big fight over who gets to free the ponies.
The giant hears voices and gets so scared that he jumps off the cliff. Cool.
So the princess and the prince fall in love.
Who said he was a prince? And what's this stuff about love?
They get married on a beautiful spring day, and then they have a baby. It was the most beautiful baby girl.
Nuh-uh. It was a boy.
It was a girl.
The end.
The book that was read to you is called Once Upon a Cool Motorcycle Dude. It was written by Kevin O'Malley. I hope that you enjoyed this twist on a classic fairy tale. See you later in the CCS library.